I put two chemicals together and I mix them in with distilled water. Then I laid out real leaves that I've collected from all over the world and many botanical gardens where I've volunteered. And then this sits out right now, since the sun is a lot lighter because it's winter time. I'm probably gonna leave this out for like 40 minutes. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys how this is gonna turn out.
Cool.
So one of my favorite parts about this process is that there is a lot of room for happy mistakes. And I went to school for printmaking, and one of my favorite mediums was monotypes. So that there is a lot of room for that kind of like mystery in them too, and they're always one of a kind, just the way my sun prints are. So depending like how I leave it in the sun, or when I wash off the chemicals, there's always this like mystery of like, oh no, I think I have control of how it's gonna look, but I honestly don't. And I think that's like a big metaphor for life, you know, how you want to control your life, but you really can't. You have to just like let it flow. And I'm so connected to nature because I can't do my sun prints if I don't have sun. It has to be sun. It can't just be normal lights. It has to be UV. Then I have to use water to wash them off. So just like what plants need to survive, so does my artwork too. My parents are huge windsurfers. We would always travel to all these different islands, like camping and hanging out as little kids, and always being by the water. A lot of my artwork is definitely inspired by water. I went to art school in Michigan, and then I ended up staying there longer, but I lived on a beautiful lake called Torch Lake. It's just a magical place, and it has just this beautiful blue in it. I'm a green girl. I love green, that's my favorite color. But the blue has always spoken to me for so long. So like I don't think it's any coincidence that it's monochromatic. My whole artwork started because I went to art school and my medium was printmaking. And then I did that for 5 years. Then as soon as I graduated, I really wanted to learn about plants. So I got a job working at an organic farm and also working under a master gardener. So I was always having those two jobs in Michigan. Then I broke up with my boyfriend and I had this vision. I was like, I want to be a florist. Like that's my next thing. I really feel the drive. I need to learn how to do flower arrangements. That's another huge part about working with plants. And I broke up with him and I moved straight to Florida and I got the job at a florist. And I did that for 2 years and met my new boyfriend now. He has this bracelet company, and he invites me sometimes to go to his trade shows, just because that's how he sells to retail stores. And he invited me to the New York trade show, and I ended up meeting a lady from South Africa, and she told me about the process, about cyanotypes. And at the same time, there was an exhibition at the New York Library. So I ended up seeing Anna Atkins, the other book I showed you, and like real person, what cyanotypes were. And as soon as I saw that, I just had this like, it was like the biggest like awakening. I cried in the museum because I just felt so connected to this process. And I went back to Florida and I quit all my jobs and pursued it fully. That was 2 years ago. I was always barefoot growing up. I've always felt that huge connection towards the earth. I always knew that I needed to be close to nature no matter what.